My Weirder-est School, Book Number 10. Mr. Ott is a Crackpot. Written by Dan Gutman. Pictures by Jim Pelot. Chapter 3. Duck. Mr. Cooper turned off the smart board. "Okay, open your math books," he said. "Any questions about page 23? "Yeah," I said. "Will you coach our class in the softball game against Dirk's school?" No," Mr. Cooper replied. "I don't know anything about coaching softball." "Bummer in the summer." "Maybe Miss Small will coach us," said Ryan. "Miss Small is our phys ed teacher. She's really good at sports." "Miss Small broke her leg falling out of a tree over the weekend," said Andrea. "Not again. Miss Small is always falling out of trees. You can read about it in a book called Miss Small is Off the Wall." What were we going to do? We needed a coach if we were going to beat Dirk's school. And you'll never believe who walked into the door at that moment. Nobody. Who walks into doors? That would hurt. But you'll never believe who walked into the doorway. It was our principal, Mr. Klutz. He has no hair at all. I mean, none. He looks a little bit like Mr. Clean. "I just heard about your softball game against Dirk's school," Mr. Klutz said. "How exciting!" "We need a coach," said Alexia. "Will you coach us, Mr. Klutz? The game is next Saturday." Sorry," said Mr. Klutz. "This is a busy week for me." "Please, please, please," we begged. We put on our best puppy dog faces. That's when you make your face look like a cute little puppy dog's. It usually works. Grown-ups will do anything if you put on a puppy dog face. "After school on Tuesday, I have to blah, 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 blah," said Mr. Klutz. "On Wednesday after school, I have to blah, 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 blah." He went on like that for 1,100,000 seconds. "Where are we gonna get a coach?" asked Neil. Mr. Klutz said as he rubbed his chin. Grown-ups always say and rub their chin when they don't have any ideas. Nobody knows why. "I've got it," Mr. Klutz finally said, snapping his fingers. Grown-ups always snap their fingers when they get a good idea. Nobody knows why. "There's a man named Willie Ott who lives in town," Mr. Klutz told us. "He used to be a big league coach. I bet he would help you." "Will you ask him?" Andrea said. "No, but you can ask him," said Mr. Klutz. "Let's go to his house." Mr. Klutz walked out of the room, and we all rushed to follow him. Yay, no math. We were going on a field trip to Willie Ott's house. Field trips are cool. Well, except for field trips to a field. Those field trips are boring. We left elementary school and made a left at the corner. Then we made a right at the next corner. Then we made another left at the corner after that. But who cares? Don't you hate it when they give directions in books? You're not going to that place, so why would you care about how to get there? Finally, we reached the street where Willie Ott lives. "There's Mr. Ott's house," Mr. Klutz said as he pointed. "They used to call him Duck." "Why, does he look like a duck?" I asked. "I don't know why," said Mr. Klutz. "Whatever you do, don't call him Duck. I heard it makes him mad." We climbed the stairs to Willie Ott's house. An old man on the front porch was sitting in a rocking chair. "Mr. Ott," said Mr. Klutz, "I'm the principal at elementary school, And these are some of my third graders." "Pleased to meet you," said Willie Ott, waving to us. "We heard you used to be a ball player," said Andrea. "Oh, that was a long time ago," Willie Ott replied. "I was a young man then." "Did you play in the big leagues?" asked Michael. Willie Ott sighed and closed his eyes for a moment. "Yup," he said. "For a day, I had one major league game at bat." "Just one?" Neil asked. "Yup, it was during the World Series," said Willie Ott. "What happened?" asked Andrea. "It was the bottom of the 9th inning," Willie explained. "Yeah?" "The score was tied." "Yeah?" "2 outs." "Yeah?" "Full count." "Yeah?" "There was a runner on second base." "Yeah?" "If I got a hit, we'd win the World Series." "Yeah?" "It was all up to me. All my life had led up to that moment." "So what happened?" asked Alexia. "I got hit in the head by the ball," Willie told us. "What happened after that?" I asked. "I don't know," he replied. "I was unconscious. I didn't wear a batting helmet back then. All I know is we lost the game and the World Series. I never played again." There was a sad look on Willie Ott's face. I guess he never got over what happened. "Why did they call you Duck?" I asked him. "Arlo," whispered Andrea. "Mr. Klutz told us not to call him Duck." "I didn't call him Duck," I explained. "I just asked why they called him Duck." It looked like Mr. Ott might start crying. A tear slid down his cheek. "They called me Duck," he said quietly, "because that's what I should have done." Wow, if Mr. Ott had ducked from that pitch that hit him in the head, his whole life might have turned out differently. It was sad. "Some kids at Dirk's school challenged our class to a softball game," said Michael. "Will you coach us?" Mr. Ott wiped his face with a handkerchief. He took a long time before answering. "I'm an old man now," he said. "I'm tired. My days on the ball field are long gone. Besides, my wife, Wilma, would never let me." I guess that was that. Mr. Ott wasn't going to coach us. We started making our way back down the steps. "Psst," Andrea whispered to me. "Do a puppy dog face." Of course. I looked at Mr. Ott and put on my best puppy dog face. We all put on puppy dog faces. "Please, please, please," we begged. "Well, okay," said Mr. Ott. "I'll coach you. Just don't tell Wilma, and stop making those puppy dog faces." "Yay!" we all shouted, which is also yay backward.